The news at noon starts right now.
3 members of a family all in jail charged with disposing of a murdered woman's body. San Antonio police believe they dumped a plastic bin containing her body outside of a vacant West Side home last month.
But now there are enough clues for arrests. As Katrina Weber tells us, police say surveillance video helped them solve this part of the case.
The discovery of a body in the 2400 block of San Luis back on July 20th had San Antonio police opening a murder investigation, but it also helped them solve part of a mystery. It told them what became of 19-year-old Gloria Martinez, who had been reported missing. Police say it was her body that was found with apparent stab wounds stuffed into a plastic bin, then left outside an abandoned home. Now they believe they know who left it there. Early this morning, they arrested 42-year-old Frank Rangel, along with his 18-year-old son, Adam, and 25-year-old daughter, Allison Paredes. An arrest affidavit says all 3 were caught on multiple surveillance cameras that day, each playing a role from driving to the scene to loading and unloading the bin from a pickup. They're all charged with concealing a corpse. The affidavit now reveals that this is actually the second location where the suspects allegedly tried to get rid of Martinez's body. It says prior to bringing that bin here, they had actually dumped it at another vacant lot not far away. That document also mentions there may have been other people involved. But one big question remains: who actually killed Gloria Martinez? That part of the investigation is still going on, and so far, no one is charged with her murder. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
And police are also trying to get to the bottom of a different murder case after someone shot and killed a man when he was on his way from work.
It's been nearly 3 months, in fact, since that crime happened, and officers still don't have a suspect. It happened back on May 4th. Police say that 29-year-old Andrew Rangel was driving south on I-35. That's when someone in a silver pickup truck pulled up and started shooting. Police say that Rangel was hit, lost control of his car, and then crashed and died at the scene. Crime Stoppers is asking people to come forward with any information that could help officers. It will pay a guaranteed $10,000 for information that leads to an arrest.
And police want to find these men. Take a good look at your screen. They are wanted by police in connection with a carjacking downtown 2 weeks ago. This happened in the 100 block of East Sheridan Street near downtown. Police say back on July 20th, these 2 men allegedly threatened a victim with a knife and then stole his work truck. At nearby surveillance video captured the crime unfolding. If you can help with either of these cases, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
TxDOT crews hard at work this week. The agency has several projects planned, and they could impact your driving all around the city. Traffic Authority Stephen Cavazos gives us a look and explains how you can get around those closures.
August is here, and of course, we know construction is also here to stay, but we want to make sure that you plan your commute ahead of time. So let's take a look and we'll see what you can expect for this month. There's going to be a lot of work taking place. The work will continue here along I-10 over on the east side of Bexar County. Bridge work. We've been talking about this for also a good while now, but that work is going to continue, at least according to TxDOT, up until August 4th. It is overnight, so for you late night owls or early bird commuters, 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning is when you can expect a full closure of the eastbound main lanes right there at Loop 1604. But of course, we are going to continue to see more work over here off State Highway 181 in Bexar County, seal coat work. So we're going to see the roads made to look nice and pretty out there. Starts on Monday, August 1st, and should be wrapping on August 5th. That's a Friday, 7 in the morning to 8 in the evening. So this will be a big one for those people during morning rush hour. Single southbound lane closure from I-37 to Corpus Christi Road is what you can expect. All right, let's take another look here at Loop 1604 over on the northwest side of San Antonio. Concrete placement. Now, we'll see this work take place throughout the week. Should be wrapping on Friday, August 5th, 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. That's when you can expect the westbound to eastbound turnaround short-term full closure at Loop 1604 at Northwest Military Highway. But of course, that information is on our website. Good thing to do right now, grab your phones, open your camera app and scan that QR code. That's going to take you directly to the KSAT traffic page that has the list of all the closures that are taking place throughout the month of August.
Most of the students here in the U.S. heading into the new school year have an optional mask policy at their school. According to one data company, about 98% of the top 500 kindergarten through 12th grade schools do not require facial coverings. However, the School Superintendents Association says policies could change in some areas where COVID-19 cases escalate. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is recommending universal indoor masking for schools and early education programs in locations with a high COVID-19 community level. Right now, the CDC says nearly 46% of U.S. counties fall in that category.
A heads up for parents sending their children back to class this month. School lunch will not be free for many students this year. Thanks to waivers from the United States Department of Agriculture, parents have not had to pay for their breakfasts or lunches at school for 2 years. That, however, is changing this year. The waivers expired this summer, so unless a family qualifies for free or reduced price meals, parents are going to need to send their kids to school with lunch money. Now, to qualify for that program, this is the QR code that you need to scan. You need to submit an application. For more information, plus a look at the school meal policies at local school districts, go to the Back to Class section right here at KSAT.com.
And a local elementary school has been busy this summer preparing for the social and emotional wellness of its students and staff. At Douglas Elementary, they are focusing on wellness rooms, a space that gives students and staff a place to take a break when they're feeling overwhelmed. Tiffany Huertas has a look at the newest room and explains how it's helping students.
Our first room we had a lot of success with, and so we had students that asked for a second room.
The wellness rooms at Douglas Elementary School are equipped with a variety of seating options, toys, and books.
Some of the books we got donated by Douglas alumni, and others came out of a seed grant that we got through the district. And then you'll also see like just different tools. So there's different fidgets, there's some breathing tools.
These rooms are also called calming rooms. When students and staff feel stress or have anxiety, they can come here to the poppet wall, or they can touch the sensory tiles.
Parent Stella Tijerina believes these rooms are important and can help children, including her son.
He's struggling getting back into the classroom, so I think this room is perfect for him to come to be able to decompress.
We really wanted some students to have a safe space to be able to decompress, collect themselves, reflect on what their moving plan would be, and really be ready to learn and be able to be back into the classroom.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
The Department of Arts and Culture wants to know where you want art displayed throughout the city. Mayor Ron Nirenberg sending out the call for those ideas on social media yesterday.
The city officials will be hosting meetings in person and virtually to discuss the art additions. The first one is going to be virtual on Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. This will be paid for with the 2022 to 2027 bond. We've got all the info for you on KSAT.com.
This week gives us some near record high temperatures and a chance of rain by the end of the work week. We'll show you that 7-day forecast coming up.
Also coming up, a look at the impacts of that devastating flooding that's been hitting Kentucky as the death toll climbs. We're following those historic storms there.
And we now know the punishment for former Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. Details are coming up in sports. President Joe Biden has tested positive for COVID-19 again.
In a letter, White House physician Dr. Kevin O'Connor says President Biden's been experiencing no emergence of symptoms and continues to feel quite well. He's calling it a rebound case of COVID-19.
And we're going to have more on this story coming up in the next half hour, starting at 12:30.
Another story we're following, more rain now falling in Kentucky today as the death toll climbs after that devastating flooding.
ABC's Alexis Christoforous has more.
As parts of Kentucky assess the damage from last week's historic storms, Governor Beshear warning residents to brace for more flooding.
Still in the emergency response mode, still doing search and rescue. Weather today may complicate that, but there is severe storm potential today in all of the impacted areas.
The death toll climbing to 30 and expected to rise as dozens remain missing. Among the dead, 4 siblings aged 2 to 8 years old. The force of the current ripping the children from their parents' grip. Loved ones of the missing organizing search parties, including William Cook, who's looking for his brother-in-law.
They want closure. You know, they know about what it is, but they just want closure.
The National Guard rescuing at least 1,000 people by air and boat this weekend alone. While on the ground, trained dogs pick up on even the smallest scent in hard-to-reach areas.
There's human scent in the water because others have drowned and been pushed through the water. There's human scent over everything that was in a home.
Governor Beshear estimating hundreds of millions of dollars in damage, with homes and businesses washed away, hundreds now living in shelters.
This is what we do in Kentucky. We take care of one another.
The areas of eastern Kentucky where much of the flooding occurred is hilly and mountainous, making it more difficult for rescue crews to do their job. Governor Beshear saying it could take weeks to find all the victims. Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
Looking outside with live cam, it's ditto day, lots of clouds, lots of sun, and we're only, though, at 88
I was going to say, it's not 90 yet.
Yeah, not yet.
That's remarkable.
I think we may stay below that 100-degree mark.
No.
Today.
Ooh, really?
Just do it. Yeah, it's possible. I love that you guys.
A round of applause for our meteorologist today.
There's some rain in the forecast too. Some more good news.
Hey!
The aquifer down 0.6 of a foot to 632 even, headed in the wrong direction. Boulder low at 340. We talk about some near record heat and those rain chances coming up.
Just like y'all getting all excited about this possibility of no 100 day.
But the rain on top of that, I mean, it's a good Monday.
It is good news. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up because, look, these rain chances aren't great. It's going to be the spotty stuff, but yes, there is rain in the forecast. And we've been kind of digging through the statistics, and you don't need all these numbers to tell you what you already know. July was hot. It was record-breaking, hottest July on record. If you're looking at average temperatures, putting all the temperatures together, 89.8, blew out the old record set back in 2009. If you're looking at just the average high temperature, well, we still won there too. 101.6, that beat the old record back in 2009 of 100.6. So what a July it was. A lot of triple digits. As we head into August, what can you expect? Well, when we start the month, our average high is 97. Average low is 75. By the end of the month, our average high is 94. Yes, it does drop. The average low is 73. We average about 2.15 inches of rain. But August is our hottest month, statistically speaking. So we know there's still going to be some triple digits in the forecast. We're not getting rid of those. Sky cover shows we do have some cloud cover at the moment. A few clouds here and there. And these will be off and on today. Partly cloudy skies. Some of these clouds will eventually bubble up into some showers, I think, down closer to the coast. And then a few of those may make a run towards I-10, maybe I-35 a little bit later this afternoon. But chances are really pretty low for this. It's not great. Just probably about a 10% chance. Already seeing some activity, though, around Houston at this hour. And the water vapor shows we do have a little spin down here. We've seen a few of these come through over the last week or so. And they do generate a little bit of activity along the coast. And then this will move west and kind of fall apart as we get into tomorrow. So partly cloudy out there right now, and this is probably helping us with temperatures just a little bit. 88 degrees at the airport. Feels like 92 with a dew point of 68. 92 Gonzales, 91 New Braunfels. You've got 80s right now in the hill country, but you will very soon be in the 90s there too. Around Bexar County, right around that 90-degree mark. Couple degrees cooler again at the airport. But the feels like numbers, 92 Converse, 94 Stinson. Humidity is thick enough to get us those heat indices, and the dew points drop off into the low 60s this afternoon. Heat index will be anywhere from 100 to 102. High temperature, 99, not 100. 96 Fair Oaks Ranch, 95 Bernie, 98 San Marcos, 98 in Seguin today. In your KSAT 12-hour forecast, there is that small chance of rain. We keep it in there through about 8 o'clock. Then we lose it with the loss of daytime heating back into the 80s this evening. Pretty much status quo. We're used to that kind of forecast. Let's go forward in time and look at something maybe we're not so used to. All right, a little area of low pressure moves west. There's our 10% chance of rain today. High pressure builds by midweek. So Wednesday and Thursday are going to be hot. We're going to be challenging some records again. But the high moves far enough north on Friday that a little disturbance works in underneath that. That gives us a 20% chance of rain. That would be Friday afternoon. It's also around on Saturday, so we can keep that 20% chance of rain in the forecast on Saturday. That's encouraging. It's still going to be hit or miss type stuff. It's not going to put a dent in our drought, but at least there is a 20% chance of rain in the forecast. 102 Tuesday, 103 Wednesday. That would be tying a record. 102 Thursday. You have those chances Friday and Saturday, which conceivably would allow us to stay below 100. And the next week looks like it could be a little bit active too. So some encouraging signs here. Nothing to get excited about yet, but encouraging signs that maybe things will get a little more active around here, guys.
Very
Cleveland Brown quarterback Deshaun Watson will have to miss the first 6 games of the upcoming season. That was the decision handed down by Sue L. Robinson. She's the disciplinary officer for his case. That is according to several different outlets as well. Watson suspended for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy after more than 24 women came forward with sexual misconduct accusations against Watson while he was with the Houston Texans. In her report, Robinson said there was not enough evidence to justify an indefinite suspension. The league and the Players Association agreed on the process, but they have 3 days to appeal. The NFL wanted at least a year. Watson has settled at least 23 lawsuits. If the ruling stands, he could quarterback his first game against Baltimore October 23rd.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
One of the big stories at Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, the return of receiver Michael Gallup. He underwent offseason surgery to repair a torn ACL that he suffered catching a touchdown pass in the last game of the regular season. Now it appears he won't be back in the Cowboys lineup until late September. That is a big hole to fill in that offense when you look at his numbers, over 2,900 yards and 15 touchdowns in the last 4 seasons. That was worth some money as well, even though Michael was in the last year of his contract. The Cowboys signed him to a 5-year, $62.5 million extension.
I wasn't concerned. I mean, you know, if it didn't happen where I got to stay here, I mean, obviously you go somewhere else and you try to get back right. But I'm very blessed to be here. I'm glad the Jones family, you know, got plenty of faith in me. So I'm gonna make them right.
And with Gallup sidelined for now and the loss of Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson, the pressure is on CeeDee Lamb to come through in the meantime. Getting ready to start his 3rd season in a Cowboys uniform, Lamb already has over 2,000 yards receiving, 11 touchdowns, including over 1,000 yards receiving last year, and is now the Cowboys' #1 wide receiver.
I feel like I'm going to affect the game regardless, and with that being said, obviously me being #1, the attention is going to be on me, and I'm kind of prepared for it. It doesn't really change anything in my game. Just going to go make a play.
He's built for it. You know, he came in here, you know, making plays. Like everybody knew about CeeDee Lamb before he even stepped on the field. So, I mean, he's definitely got it under his belt. He's going to do what he does.
All right, here's your Camping with KSAT schedule today, 1 o'clock. First day in pads. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock practice, and Wednesday noon, a little mock game, and then Thursday, another practice, and Friday, a 1 p.m. practice as well. And the Houston Texans got the day off yesterday at their training camp. Houston entering the season with the hopes of improving on last year's 4-13 finish. Quarterback Davis Mills preparing for his first season as the day 1 starter. Last year, he didn't start until week 3, and he finished with only 2 wins to his name. But his performance over the final 5 games shows significant growth, and he was actually 4th in the NFL in deep ball completion percentage. This week at practice, Mills spent a lot of time checking down the receivers on shorter routes. So what does his head coach, Lovie Smith, think about that?
Going to the other side of the ball, it's all coverage. How about that? No, but that was the case. I mean, whenever you see a corp, you know, we don't have a whole lot of design check down. But when, you know, down the field routes are covered, you want the quarterback, you don't want him to force it. You want him to take the check down, the safe throw. That's a part of Davis's growth also. So, yes, that was definitely the case, and that's good on both sides.
So today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, the practice early, trying to beat the heat. And then Thursday, another day off, and then Friday, back at it at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Beating the heat. Impossible this year.
Really.
All right, a new series coming to Netflix. Cast members explaining how the world of the Sandman leaps from the comic book page to the streaming world. It's in the next half hour.
And a feast inspired by cat food and fit for human consumption. Now, the company is letting some folks enjoy the same luxuries as their pets. Not going for it?
I don't get it at all. It's a new month, and that means there's a whole new list of the best things to buy in August. Something parents need to know as they prepare for back to school. We're going to show you all the best deals. It's today at 5 after Entertainment Tonight. President Joe Biden isolating at the White House again. He tested positive for COVID-19 a second time in as many weeks. The White House now canceling all of the president's events, just as it was hoped that he was going to get back out and start traveling again. ABC's M. Nguyen has the latest.
President Biden continues isolating at the White House with a so-called rebound case of COVID-19 after taking the antiviral medication Paxlovid. The 79-year-old president says he's feeling well with no symptoms.
I'm feeling fine, everything's good, but Command and I got a little work to do.
Doctors underscoring how a rebound infection is uncommon and that the Paxlovid drug is still highly effective in reducing the risk of hospitalization and severe illness. The president's announcement sidelining any planned events at a critical time for his agenda. He was slated to travel to Michigan to tout legislation that would expand domestic production of semiconductor chips, but that has since been canceled. And now, Senate Democrats are moving to vote on a budget bill that would allow Medicare to negotiate the price of prescription drugs, set a 15% corporate minimum tax, and make billions of dollars worth of investments in clean energy. It comes after weeks of negotiations between Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and moderate Democrat Joe Manchin.
Unbeknownst to me that there are people not paying any taxes whatsoever. These are the largest corporations in America, and we just said it should be a floor of a 15% minimum.
This bill would only need 50 votes in the Senate, but that means every Democrat is needed on the floor to pass it. Doctors say those close to the president are still testing negative for COVID-19, including First Lady Jill Biden, who's been staying home in Wilmington, Delaware for the time being. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Veterans exposed to toxic burn pits while serving their country could soon get more help with their medical needs. The Senate could vote today on health care and disability funding for veterans exposed to those burn pits while serving. Advocates say the bill is crucial for vets with health complications linked to those toxins. The Veterans Affairs Secretary says the proposal would create a year-on-year funding cap, sunset the bill in a decade, and force the VA to ration care. Lawmakers in both parties say the Senate will likely pass the bill with bipartisan support.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture proposing new regulations. They would force food processors to reduce the amount of salmonella bacteria that's found in raw chicken products. And if they don't, they could face shutdowns. The proposed USDA rules would declare salmonella a contaminant that can cause foodborne illness in certain raw chicken products. Now, that would include many frozen foods found in grocery stores that appear to be cooked through, but they are only heat treated to set the batter or the breading. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that more than 1 million Americans get sick each year because of salmonella, and more than 400 people die in the U.S. because of the bacteria.
The opioid epidemic is still raging here in the U.S., killing tens of thousands every year. But what if we're missing a life-saving opportunity? With more, here is ABC's Faith Abube.
Many Americans struggle with opioid addiction. Doctors say we have medicines that can help reduce opioid use and prevent potentially fatal overdoses. But new research shows many people dealing with addiction don't use these medicines as often as they should because they may not be getting the access they need. Researchers from Washington University in St. Louis studied 180,000 patients with opioid use disorder. They found the majority were not prescribed the potentially life-saving drug buprenorphine. The low prescription rates run counter to the fact that buprenorphine can reduce the risk of overdoses by 40%, according to the researchers. Doctors say more lives could be saved if more people dealing with opioid addiction can get access to life-saving drugs they need. With this Medical Minute, I'm Faith Abubing, ABC News.
Outside with live cam up to 90 degrees. That's good. We might not make it to 100. Might not make it to 100 today.
And
Close.
some people might get rain.
Ooh.
Probably not today, but maybe by the end of the week. That's what we're hoping for, really, because it does look like we'll have a chance with a little disturbance working through. Before we get into weather, though, I want to pass along some traffic information real quick. I'm going to show you the map. There is an accident, or crash, I should say, at 281 and St. Mary's that is backing up traffic southbound on 281. So just a heads up there. And it looks like there's an incident up along 410 as well that's slowing down traffic. So just a heads up, a couple travel trouble spots this noon. Temperatures around the state, 88 degrees at the airport, 92 Waco, 94 Dallas, 91 Midland, 82 in Lubbock. It's a warm afternoon. Not as hot as it could be, though. And as we zoom out and look at the rest of the country, that heat is all the way up the plains. So places like Casper, Wyoming, pretty hot today, 86 degrees there. It's still going to be somewhat hot across the west, 93 Boise. But the heat really has been so bad here across Texas, and it does get worse, I'll warn you that, as we head into the next couple of days. As far as rain goes, there is some rain across parts of Oklahoma, and of course, we've been watching very closely Kentucky, where they've had all the flooding rains. Rain is finally coming to an end there, as they've had a little bit more this morning, and then some pretty heavy rain across parts of Tennessee. Our forecast today calls for a high right around 99, so maybe just shy of 100. With an outside chance for a stray shower, but I think the better chance of rain, as I mentioned, comes later this week. We'll take another look at that forecast here in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Now to the latest on the war in Ukraine and strong words from Vladimir Putin about powerful new weapons. ABC's Ian Pannell reports this comes as Russia is ramping up attacks on key cities in the southern part of the country.
In a major move, the first grain ship to leave Ukraine since the start of the war has just departed from Odessa. It's a high-risk journey. The Rozonis being guided through heavily mined waters loaded with 26,000 tons of corn. It's hoped the shipments will start to ease a global hunger crisis made worse by the war. ABC's Patrick Reevell is there.
The first ship is finally leaving from here in Odessa. You can see it out there behind me, moving very slowly from the port. It's headed for Turkey. It's a major breakthrough for ending Russia's blockade.
The entire Ukrainian coastline under a Russian blockade since the start of the war, Russia displaying its strength at sea. Speaking at the country's Navy Day parade Sunday, Putin announcing the deployment of hypersonic missiles in the coming months, saying these systems have no equal in the world, for which there are no barriers. And Putin signing a new naval doctrine, increasing Russia's military presence, citing as major security threats what it calls the United States' goal of dominance in the world ocean and NATO's mounting activity. This as the fighting in the south of Ukraine intensifies. As Ukraine mounts a counter-offensive to take back the Russian-held city of Kherson, reports now that Russia's moving a large number of troops from the east to the south, and Russian missiles pummeling the nearby southern city of Mykolaiv, causing widespread devastation. President Zelensky calling it one of the most brutal shellings of Mykolaiv and the region over the entire period of the full-scale war. Ukrainian officials saying the attacks consisted of at least 12 missiles, destroying numerous buildings, as grain shipments finally get going again.
Well, a couple of interesting things on the battlefield. Firstly, Russian forces have made no major gains in the east for almost a month. Now, instead, they seem to be taking some of those forces from the east, where they've failed effectively to try and take the entirety of the Donbass for now, and they're moving them instead to places in the south, like Kherson, where they're having real problems with this Ukrainian counter-offensive. If the momentum seemed with Russia a month ago, for now, that seems to have ended. Ian Pannell, ABC News in Kharkiv, Ukraine.
Cat food-inspired dishes coming to a pop-up restaurant. We'll look at some of the dishes planned for the menu coming up.
The reigning box office champ went up against superheroes, supervillains, and super pets. Which movie came out on top? Early estimates for the weekend top 5 still ahead.
And the FAA wants to hear directly from travelers. Are airplane seats too small?
Yes.
Yes. How you can make your voice heard after the break.
Federal regulators are giving Boeing the green light to soon resume deliveries of its 787 airliner.
Boeing has been forced to stop deliveries of the 787, which it calls the Dreamliner, for most of the last years because of production problems. But the Federal Aviation Administration is telling Boeing it will approve the company's process for validating retrofits to each plane so they can be delivered to the airline customers. That'll create a valuable source of cash for Boeing.
The planes are built in Washington State as well as South Carolina.
Hey, if you think airline seats are too small, this is your chance to speak your mind. The U.S. Congress is directing the FAA to establish minimum dimensions for airplane seats.
It is not your imagination. It's true. Seats have gotten smaller over the years. People like Justin can't not fit in there as airlines try to fit more passengers into the existing planes.
After years of inaction, the FAA has announced that it'll open a 90-day comment period to allow feedback on airplane seat size standards. It's a pressing issue for plus-size travelers, which goes well beyond comfort to being a safety issue when a plane has to be evacuated.
The details about how the public can comment on airplane seat standards they are expected to be published in next week's Federal Register. Okay, the person or the people who won that $1 billion in the lottery jackpot. Okay, so it wasn't me or David because we're here at work.
Standing right here.
Yeah. They have not stepped forward yet.
The winning ticket purchased at a gas station in Des Plaines, Illinois, about 20 miles northwest of Chicago. The Mega Millions jackpot climbed to $1.34 billion at the time of the drawing, but so far, no one has tried to cash in, according to a spokesperson for the Illinois Lottery.
In Illinois, winners of more than $250,000 can stay anonymous.
And if you've ever found yourself jealous of your cat's fancy feast, you're in luck. The company is ready to serve up meals to humans.
This is so gross. It's opening an Italian restaurant in New York City celebrating the company's new line. It's Gatto Bianco is the name of the restaurant. That means white cat. And it's described as fancy feast as an Italian-style trattoria. The human-friendly dishes were inspired by Fancy Feast's new Medellín cat food line. The line features things like beef ragu, a recipe with tomatoes and pasta, and a savory sauce for the cat with discerning taste.
But only 16 guests are going to be allowed to take part.
You have to really be a cat lover to go for that.
They're going to adjust a little bit.
I know. It's
no.
Just, I don't know.
Just the fact that it was...
Cat food just doesn't smell good to me, so I don't get...
As long as the portion's bigger, I'm going to need a bigger portion than one.
He needs a bigger seat on a plane. He needs a bigger portion of the food.
Exactly.
Okay, Justin. Supersize. Yeah.
Exactly.
88 degrees so far today. 76 was the low this morning. Records are 103 and 67. We're not challenging the record today. We may, though, here in a couple days. More on that coming up.
We need to supersize the chances for rain.
Oh,
At
yeah.
10%, not enough.
We'll go with whatever we can get, really. But, yeah, can you improve on that?
It's been like 10%, it feels like, kind of all summer. We're going to bring it up to 20% by the end of the work week, guys.
Whoop, whoop.
So there's that to look forward to. Still, we don't want to get our hopes up too much. This is not a drought-busting rainfall. But at least the pattern's changing just a little bit. Before we jump into weather, once again, we want to talk about traffic because we do have a couple of issues out there. This one, the one crash we want to talk about is on 281. It's right there between Josephine Street and St. Mary's, southbound. But, boy, it's causing a big backup. It is now backed up all the way to the quarry. And so there's some standstill traffic there. It looks like they're still trying to clear this accident, but 3 lanes taken up. And that's going to cause some headaches here if you're heading out for lunch. Just a heads up. Also, along 410 near 281, incident there. That's causing some backups. Looks like 410 eastbound. So those are kind of the 2 big issues right now. Let's go to the tropics. We haven't talked about the tropics, well, at least in a little while. And we do have a couple systems out there. Tropical Storm Frank out in the Pacific and Tropical Depression Georgette. These are moving in the cooler waters and falling apart. So we won't have these around much longer. There's a developing system there. So the Pacific, still fairly active. Doesn't do anything for us, doesn't bring us any moisture. But in the Atlantic, we do have some waves. It looks a little more active here than it has. And right now the Hurricane Center's not flagged anything. One of the reasons it has been so quiet is the dust. We talk about the Saharan dust moving into South Texas, giving us some haze, but one thing it does do is it tends to suppress activity out in the Atlantic when it comes to tropical waves and that sort of thing. And you can kind of see the impact that it's had. You're not getting any systems moving through here that are developing. So we got to get rid of some of this dust. But once that happens, we know that late August, early September, usually busy times for the tropics, and we'll probably start to get some more systems. Danielle, by the way, next in line if we get a named system. 100-degree days this year, 51 now. We're well on our way to setting the record. Seems inevitable now. 57 is next in line, which was set back in 2011, and then 59, 2009. I think this will happen here within the next couple of weeks, at least, if not sooner. As we look at the time lapse, we had clear skies this morning, then some clouds worked in, and we've got partly cloudy conditions now. Temperatures sitting in the upper 80s. Southwesterly winds at about 10 miles per hour. Winds will be a little gusty from time to time today. Partly cloudy skies for most of us. You can see some of these clouds working in. There are a few showers starting to develop down near Victoria. And this is an area, if we're going to see any rain today, you have the best shot down here. But some of these showers could work their way up into Karnes County, Gonzales, maybe Wilson County a little bit later this afternoon, and maybe one or two here in Bexar County. Temperatures already close to 90 now at Randolph, Port SA, at Stinson, still 88 at the airport. And we still got quite a bit of humidity out there, so heat indices are in the low to mid 90s. It'll be somewhat sticky. Heat index gets as high as 101, 102 this afternoon before falling off this evening. And we look at the big picture here. Rain along the coast. You got showers and storms up across the Red River. But for us, it's just a 10% chance of rain. 99 at 4 o'clock, 99 at 5 o'clock. 10% chance of rain basically goes away a little bit later this evening. And we'll see partly cloudy skies. Very quickly, our forecast. This little area of low pressure down here across Mexico, that's why we have that small chance of rain today. High pressure builds in midweek. That gives us some pretty hot temperatures. But another little disturbance rolls through Friday afternoon, and this gives us a 20% chance of rain Friday and Saturday. So this is kind of what we're looking forward to. Again, it's not a great chance. It'll be isolated, but it may bring temperatures down a little bit. 102 Tuesday, 103 Wednesday, 102 Thursday, 99 Friday and Saturday with that 20% chance of rain, guys.
We get close to beating that record in just this week.
Pretty much, yep.
Yeah. Fans of the Sandman comic books about to have a dream come true with this week's debut of the Netflix adaptation. We have a preview coming up.
When the waking world leaves you wanting and weary, sleep brings you here.
The many worlds of Neil Gaiman's The Sandman comic book come to life in a new Netflix series.
For I am the king of dreams and nightmares.
I care about it so much. It's a piece of literature that is so important to me.
As a fan of the comic, Tom Sturridge knew he had an immense responsibility to the character and overcame his trepidation thanks to the Sandman's creator.
It was Neil Gaiman. You know, that this isn't a sort of production of his that he's passed on to Netflix and said, go make my Sandman. This is his Sandman. He was there every step of the way, from my first casting moment to the final day. He watched every frame. He was the teacher, guide, mentor.
Feels like we actually did the impossible. When I look back on it, and I look back on 30 years of trying to stop bad movies being made, and I could not be prouder of the thing that we've made.
I thought about giving up, but I have a job to do, and I do it.
For the uninitiated, the Endless are immortal beings, manifestations of aspects of the human condition, including death and desire.
The Sandman has so many fans, but I mean, I don't think I've ever been part of something that has such a varied and diverse group of fans, age-wise, gender, career.
The fact that now I get to take a character like Desire, who on paper is incredible to begin with, but also then identifies in the same way that I do and uses a similar language to describe themselves as I do, is really exciting and enticing, and it feels nice that it's happening at this point in my life.
The only reason we even exist is to serve them.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Hey, real quick, we've been talking about a situation going on there around 410 and 281, the Broadway area. We understand that officers are working a barricaded suspect in the 4800 block of Loop 410.
Obviously, traffic, as you can see from the map, being affected. You can see a real slowdown right at 281 and 410, an area you need to be aware of. We understand that incident is being actively involved right now, and we will tell you more about it perhaps later on KSAT 12 News at 5.
All right, now we're going downtown. It's Mike and it's Jen on the Monday. Apparently it's a big time show today. Look at that.
We are excited. We've got the cheerleaders from Kennedy and Memorial here. It is our back to school week. It's all about great ways. Hey, you want to save a lot of money on back to school stuff, including all the computers and all that kind of stuff? We have got great ideas for you.
Also, if you're looking for some fun lunch ideas, maybe something healthy on a budget, we have help today from Suzanne Ryman, partner from Powerhouse Bakery. What do you got there?
We have a base lentil recipe that is on a budget and tastes amazing. We're going to add some garlic, some taco tango spice, a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, tomato paste, and some extra virgin olive oil, and it is going to be perfect for the whole week.
Wait till you see what we're going to be making out of that. All right, it's back to school, talk about science, and we've got our favorite mad scientist here, Andrea Cook. And what are we doing today?
Oh, all about flight and paper airplanes.
Oh, yes.
And no humans as targets.
Oh, and you got one on the camera right there. Yeah, we're going to hear all about that and, make a lot of different things kind of fly around here. Plus, if you have a college student moving into a dorm.
The ultimate dorm makeover on a budget. You won't believe how much they spent to transform this dorm room.
All that and a lot more coming up on Back to School SA Live.
Taking a look at the box office rankings, DC League of Super Pets is the new #1 movie. The animated adventure zoomed off with $23 million in its opening weekend. After one weekend on the top, though, Jordan Peele's Nope fell to second place. $18.6 million gave the horror mystery a 10-day domestic total of $81 million.
Thor: Love and Thunder fell to third with $13.1 million. Minions: The Rise of Gru moved down to fourth place. That animated adventure is at $320 million domestically. And Top Gun: Maverick stayed in fifth place, earning $8.2 million for a domestic total of $650 million.
Like winning the lottery.
And we're making our way into the 90s, 99 this afternoon. Just a small chance of rain. Hot midweek, and then some more chances, small chances into the work week into Saturday.
Thank you, Justin. Saw they had cheerleaders.
I'm all fired up now. I'm ready to go back to school.
All right, we're ready.
It's all happening on SA Live, and it starts right
now.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Cheerleaders from Kennedy and Memorial High School here, bringing it up from bringing the air.
Thank you so much for being here. Yes, it is our back to school week, all about great ways to not only save you a lot of money, some great food tips, everything like that. But first of all, we got to talk to the cheerleaders because you go back to school in how much time?
A week.
Oh. Summer went by quick, didn't it?
Yes.
Okay. What are you looking forward to most in school?
Definitely the cheer season and the track season.
Okay. What do you run in track?
I do high jump.
How high can you jump?
I get up 5 feet.
Can you jump over Jen?
Yes, of course.
I'm sure she could.
She can jump over Jen. Okay. Let's see. Favorite subject in school?
Math.
Math. Love that. Okay. Who's next? Got a question for her? Let's see.
What made you want to become a cheerleader?
Honestly, my inspiration was my sister, but I turned out to love it, and now.
Nice team you have, right?
Yes. And we have one of the freshmen on the squad right here. Are you nervous?
Yes, I'm very nervous for high school.
More nervous for going to school or being on the cheer team?
It's equal.
Okay. All right.
Being on live television.
Yeah. Who was the senior giving advice? Yeah. What's the advice for the freshman?
My advice to you is stick to yourself, focus on your academics and sports.
Very good.
Very good. All right. And then y'all play each other at the end of the season, right?
Yes.
We're not going to get into that. I was told not to get into that one.
It's all friendly here. Yes, awesome. All right, we're sure many families have questions with things that you're wondering as your kids head back to the classroom. So we're going to start with trying to get you some answers.
Yep, and Kayla Calderon-Lugo, who's the Director of Marketing Communications at Edwards ISD, is here to tell us the top 5 things she says parents and students need to know going back to school. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay, now, of course, you can only speak for Edgewood ISD, but and a lot of great ideas for parents and students. First up, parents should know new opportunities for students and find their passions early and start down their paths,
Absolutely.
right?
One of the things that we're really proud of in Edgewood ISD is that we have created innovation zones within our district. So now our students can start as early as elementary school to start really learning and saturating themselves with those areas of study that they love. We have a STEAM zone, we have a public service zone, a fine arts zone, and so now we start as early as elementary school, and we really are giving our parents that choice that they asked us within Edgewood ISD.
Wonderful.
And second, there's some new schools opening,
There
right?
are new schools. So as part of our innovation zones, we now are going to be launching this year our Stafford Performing and Visual and Performing Arts, that's going to start this year. We also have our Roosevelt Dual Language Campus. So we're really excited about that because, again, we're creating our zones in these schools based on the feedback we're hearing from our parents.
A lot of parents are concerned about health, security, and safety.
Definitely. So our priority as well is to make sure that all of these students have a successful year, and we're really excited to be able to say, we've done incredible preventive work to make sure that our campuses are safe. We always say they are the best place for our students to learn. Safety, high priority for our students. We have our police department that is visual 24/7. They are available 24/7. One of the only police departments that really is available 24/7. And we're really excited because the relationships that they make with the students really help them work in a preventative measure. So we're proud of what we offer.
Yes, very reassuring for parents. The fourth thing that is the free lunch at school. People
Free
are
lunch.
wondering
All
about
of our
that.
students qualify for free lunch. Yes, so that's one less thing our families have to worry about. And we're also going to be providing school supplies for our students and backpacks. We have a back to school fair coming up on August 6th from 9 to 12. And so we invite everybody to visit our website and they can see that information there.
And the one last big thing parents need to know.
August 8th, I'm sorry, August 1st, I'm thinking today. August 8th is the first day of school for most of our schools, so be ready for that.
Well, there's a reason why she has August 1st in her head right now.
Yeah.
Should we sing happy birthday, everybody? Happy birthday.
Thank you.
A great fellow. And of course, she was speaking just for Edgewood ISD, but check with your local school district on different things going on there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, and when the big game happens, who do you root for?
We are Edgewood proud. We are Edgewood proud. We root for all of our students. So.
Good answer.
Yeah.
You can go to our website, salive.com, or you can click the As Seen on SA Live tab. There's a QR code on your screen as well. Thank you, Kayla.
Great tips for parents and students, but we want to know, because everybody likes to save money because it's expensive going back to school. I mean, people are talking about hundreds of dollars to spend. What are some of your great tips for saving a little bit of money or some freebies? We're going to have some coming up in the show, but let us know. Share them with all your friends out there.
Yes, I say price check those school supplies because I found big savings, I think about $30 worth. So make sure you check the different websites. And make sure your answers a little later in the show.
All right, this month many college students are packing up and heading off to campus and to the dorms, and for a lot of them it's going to be the first time away from home.
Yeah, so maybe you want to add that personal touch from home to your dorm room. We have help today from a San Antonio designer to create the ultimate happy space on a budget. Take a look.
On the far southwest side, students at Texas A&M San Antonio are returning to dorm life and in-person classes. Esperanza Hall is where they unload their belongings and find their nooks for the semester. Interior designer Magdalena Mendez, with experimenting with decor, is ready to help one lucky student make her move.
So a lot of students are heading back into the dorms. So today the challenge is, how much do you have to spend?
We have $100 to decorate an entire dorm room.
A lot of students, and especially me myself, I start to miss home. So if I have a space that feels a little bit more like home, it'll make me feel comfortable and a little more relaxed, as well as having that functionality with it as well. So I'm definitely excited to see it. Hi guys, come in.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you for coming. It's so exciting to see you both.
This is Magdalena.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Maria.
I'm excited to start in your space. Give me a tour.
Yeah, of course. So this is just what it comes with. Of course, there's no decorations right now or anything like that. We have the desk, the microwave, and the fridge, but that's pretty much it right now.
Okay, well, I'm excited to spruce it up and make it look pretty for you guys.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm very excited.
Okay, Magdalena, so you're done?
I'm done, and it looks so cute.
Okay, so let's give you a little tour and tell me what you did here.
I saw this tapestry at Ross, very inexpensive. For me, I think it's better when you just do one large piece instead of, a little bit of pieces and to make one collective piece. Just
and it's easier, right? You just focus on one. I love that.
And it just makes a statement piece.
And the bedding, I love this.
The bedding was actually one that had like a 3-in-1, so it came with everything that you needed. So it was perfect, and I always bring in an accent pillow just so that, you have a little bit of a color in there.
And that's beautiful too. It's so simple, but I love what it's adding here.
Believe it or not, it's Dollar Tree. So,
oh my goodness.
$2 for this.
And this rug is a perfect length. You're really good.
Right, so for inexpensive reasons, because we were on a tight budget, I did a runner, and it still gives the perfect look. When you come off the bed, you still on a soft surface, and it just makes that extra touch.
Now, how much did you spend on this? Because this blows my mind.
So this office space, just Dollar Tree frames, I just printed out a calendar, notes, to-do list, and just put a white background in the back, and so
as the white paper, and then of course you can just write with the dry erase on top of that.
Right. So like if you wanted to, you could just erase.
That's simple. Oh my gosh! Shall we go get Maria now?
Yes, let's go show her and get excited.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness! Look at how nice everything looks.
Walk all the way and see.
Yeah. I think my favorite part now would definitely be the tapestry. I think it really ties the whole room together, and it all just matches so perfectly. I love it.
Love those ideas.
Yes, okay, so Dollar Tree, Ross, all those stores, and that's where she found everything. I'm all about shopping for those discounts. For more
They're
information.
great places.
Yes, for more information, you can head over to SALive.com, click the As Seen on SA Live tab, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. All right, still ahead on SA Live, free back-to-school supplies and big discounts for teachers. It's our Money-Saving Monday back-to-school edition, and you don't want to miss this.
But first, of course, most of you are probably hoping your students will reach new heights this year, so we are going to help fast-track them, and we're going sky high with a program that will make everyone fall in love with science. That's next on SA Live.